All right, what's going on? It's Bobby Skinner, JM Football, doing the best 4 runs that I saw from week 2. Again, if you see runs, I can't see everything. Send me recommendations, but these were the best 4 runs that I saw from week 2. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. But let's get right into it. And number 4, we're going to start with number 1's last week. Last week was number 1 was Deandre Swift and the Detroit Lions. We're going to start with him, number 4 today. This Lions run game is beautiful to watch. Like it's unreal to watch. So they're just running outside zone here, or wide zone. You can see they motion the tight end. You see everyone stepping the same way. You see, you got 3 tight ends, so you got 8. You got 8 blockers for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys in the box and 2 safeties down. And safeties down can come help versus the run, but it could help burst a big run, and that's what ends up happening on this play. How do we get to this point right here? Well, he's pressing outside, and he's got himself a two-way go. A two-way go. Penei Sewell ends up getting shed inside, and then Logan Stenberg, the guard, he's trying to get to this linebacker and seal over the top because ideally you want this run going through here or to the outside of this. But the linebacker is able to scrape over the top. So now he's reading that the guard's responsibility on this now is like, hey, he beat you over the top. Now just push, just push him to give a lane for the running back to read. So now we've got a two-way go. And then Evan Brown is trying to work on this. So he presses vertically and then cut. Press vertically, then cut. Bam. So now we've got Dan Skipper. Yeah, Dan Skipper's his name, number 70. Practice squad guy called up, never started a game in the NFL. He sealed off this linebacker, which is his job. So ideally, this is where you want to go. You want to go right off the ass of Dan Skipper. But the vision of Deandre Swift is beautiful. He sees this safety coming to fill down, and he's filling into this because when you draw this up, this is where you would go. Well, guess what? The safety knows that. So he fills over here, and then Swift is able to just cut and go. Cut, press, cut, go. And he breaks off a big one. Good stuff. So that's number 4. Number 3, we're going to go to the Dallas Cowboys and Tony Pollard on a 47-yard touchdown run. So I'm showing it from this angle first because watch this fake. Cooper Rush shows like he's gonna throw this smoke down here. So why is that important? Because we have 2 safeties high. So what does that do? It gets this safety playing this. He's playing this man regardless, but it helps with it, and it gets this safety. He was gonna roll from the start anyways, but just gets them in a not ideal place to play the run on this. And then you're leaving this unblocked backside. So now we have 6 blockers for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defenders. So we got 6 on 6. It's a numbers game just to get a good run. A 5, 6, 10-yard run. This ends up popping off. We'll see it from the other angle. So the Tyler Smith and Tyler Biadasz, they're the ones pulling, which means Dalton Schultz and then Matt Furnock to try and reach block, which means to get on the outside of these 2 defenders. They do a good job in the start getting their positioning, but the D linemen play this well and get drive. Like, these aren't great blocks, but they are good enough. Especially when you're getting outside the tackles, it is good enough. Like, ideally, you want these guys' hips to be flipped around and just totally sealing it off, but not every play can be blocked perfectly. But you stay connected, and that allows for Tyler Smith. Does a great job wrapping around. He's not in the best position right here. But watch the hips, the athleticism to get the hips over and seal this off. And what does that also do? It gives 55 Logan Wilson a hard time to scrape over the top. Let's watch the center. Tyler Biadasz kicks out Eli Apple, and then it's the Tony Pollard speed show. I mean, that's speed right there. I mean, this safety, I believe that's Dax Hill. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's a good angle. But speed kills angles, and Tony Pollard puts it in for 6 for the Cowboys. Number 3, we're going Devo Samuel, the running back / wide receiver, or wide receiver / running back. So Trey Lance, they're running read option QB counter. So as you'll notice that the pullers are going the opposite way of where this is going. So Trey Lance, this is just, your typical read option on this, where you're reading this player. If he crashes down and chases the hip, then you hand it to Deebo Samuel. If he doesn't, Trey Lance keeps it, which I think is the right read on this, is to keep the ball. Like, I think, Darrell Taylor does a good job of selling that he's going to crash down, but he doesn't, because you don't want to be in this situation. So the actual right thing to do for Trey Lance is to hold on to this. Because look at this. This is blocked well. You got down block here, kick out pull, and then 69 is leading up into this linebacker. Ends up getting blocked. And the only thing, the only bad block actually is Trent Williams and Aaron Banks. They don't do a great job comboing on this to this linebacker. Like, they're supposed to be doubling down to this linebacker, and they just have a bad communication on it, and you leave this player unblocked. So this probably wouldn't have been a good run regardless. But Trey Lance is supposed to keep this ball. But this is just a Deebo Samuel show. Break this guy down. Da-da-da-da. Bam. All right, cool. We stopped it from being a negative play. But now we have 1, 2, 3 defenders. So instead of just, getting the most, getting, 5 yards on this and calling it a day, Deebo Samuel presses into these 2 players. He sees Trent Williams washing this player down. So good effort from Trent Williams, but press these 2 guys to break them down. And then you want to run right off of Trent Williams' ass. And that's what he does. Big run. Beautiful stuff from Deebo Samuel. Taking what should have been a negative 5-yard run and turning it into a 50-yard run for Deebo Samuel. But my favorite run play of the week is Lamar Jackson, 79 yards for a touchdown on 3rd and 2. So the down and distance is important here because they're trying, the defense is trying to stop the Ravens from getting 3 yards. And we all know how, Lamar Jackson's a huge part of their run game, especially on the 3rd and short situations. So the Dolphins have nobody deep. They are all in on stopping the Ravens from getting 3 yards. They run this motion like they're going to run jet sweep. And then the running back turns into the fullback as the lead blocker. And that fake action occupies 4 defenders. One, you have the corner chasing the wide receiver. You have the edge coming out here to take on this block from the fullback. You have the safety playing it up too. And then you get the Mike linebacker, which I don't know if they were accounting for this actually happening, but you get the Mike linebacker to flow. So they're thinking, we're going to stop this, but that's not what happens. Let's see it from the other angle. So obviously, you occupy all these players. Tyler Linderbaum is blocking down here. Kevin Zeitler is blocking down here. And then you have Morgan Moses and Patrick Ricard, the fullback, doubling to this player. Now, I think Ricard is expecting him to not flow out here. So he's going to want to seal off on this side. But the linebacker flows heavy, and just good job by Patrick Ricard reading that. Turn your hips, pin him out. And then Ben Powers from the backside, pull, kick out. Fine work, kick out. And then it's just Lamar Jackson speed show. And he's gone. Gone. So I love doing this video. It's really fun to watch. And Lamar Jackson just weaving to keep the defender from getting a good angle on him. I love watching these runs, man. I think beautiful, great executed runs are the best play in football. So let me know if there's other ones next week on week 3 and leave a comment. Tweet at me at BobbySkinner_. But appreciate you guys liking, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the big runs for next week.